When this man talks, Heather B, I shut up.
Gotta listen.
I practice one of my best assets and qualities is the ability to listen and observe.
Big facts.
And absorb at the same time and take information, gems, nourishment as you receive them and utilize them as such. When I look at the duration of this man's career, which I'm very fortunate because I was there when it first started. I was in the industry.
That's incredible.
When it first started, I think it's a case study, you know, and it's interesting. I remember when JD really started speaking out, telling his own story, right? And I remember you coming on the show and it was like, man, you really been telling your own story and you felt like it was necessary. So when you said things like, I'm the greatest, and people wanted to debate it, whether you convinced them that you were or not, you got a chance to tell your story. And when you line up all the different projects that this man has worked on, all the different eras that he has transcended, all the different ways he has reinvented himself, all the different platforms he's created to produce different artists who have now gone on to be some of the greatest artists in the world, whether it's Mariah Carey to Usher to Lotto. You know, you have to sit back and go, damn, man, this dude got it, right? And he's always had it, and he continues to have it. And today we're celebrating a new project that he's working on, a new album that he's working on. He had an album release party last night. He got that I wasn't invited to, but hey, man, listen, man. I don't know, man.
Put that out there. That's not true, right? That's not true.
Somebody look at somebody in the room. I don't know
what's happening.
Okay, look at this dude, and they shook my hand. You know what I mean?
They ain't have your number. You moved to the West Coast.
I did move to Hollywood, and we celebrating the new Starz docuseries Magic City, an American fantasy, executive produced by Jermaine Dupri himself, coming out August 15th, 2025 on Starz. Give it up for the legendary, the iconic one, Jermaine Dupri.
All right. A hell of an intro, man.
Fucking man.
A hell of an intro.
Oh, I was in the floor. I didn't want to stop.
Yeah, man. There's somebody talking before, and I'm like, who? That sound like me. I ain't expecting to hear that, but I'm like, that guy sounds like me talking.
Oh, man. I like when you talk.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And in this day and age where everybody's talking, everybody talking, I've now focused and zeroed in on people who I know have done it, have experienced it, and we witnessed it. And I like when you talk. A lot of us, you don't see me do a lot of talking. I don't go out and do a lot of talking. That's not in my wheelhouse right now, but I appreciate when people do. And I do recall you saying, I got to tell my own story.
Yeah.
Now we see how important that is because they're erasing stories.
Yes.
You know, they're erasing history in our education system. You know, with these new platforms, people tell half stories and half truths, and then they become the narratives, right?
Yeah.
But you got to learn how to talk, man. You've been very comfortable talking out loud. Was it always like that?
Nah. I mean, you have to find why you should speak.
Yeah.
And I had to find my why. It took me probably 25 years to find that why I should speak. And I think that it really occurred to me that I should start speaking after the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Because that's when I realized that people like myself really exist. But we didn't have people speaking for us. You know what I mean? People always just assume what they assume, and that's what I started realizing. I'm like, okay, people just they don't really understand who you are. They assume you are this person, but they don't really know who you are. And the Songwriters Hall of Fame made me realize that, because it was like a bunch of writers in there that I didn't know, but I saw that were doing the same thing that I was doing, and they had the ability and had the disability at the same time, because we have an ability, but we also have a disability, and that's like writing songs. And I don't sing, I can't sing, but I can sing. You know what I mean? But people don't know this, right? So when people talk about me, they think I'm like 20% writer.
Yeah.
Or like if you look at these new records, it's like 100 different writers on these records. You look at my records, it's just one person name on there, right?
Ow.
So you don't hear people talk about 100%er. I'm like when we talk about like people discussing like Criss Cross' first album or whatever these albums are, Escape, Usher, My Way, these songs or whatever it is, people really discuss it from a perspective of like, I'm just a producer and he probably gave somebody an idea. They don't really understand like, I wrote these songs 100%.
He's 100%er. I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that expression. This is Haley's comment right here. This is a rare species, 100%er.
Yeah, like like I said, but like I said, I have to listen to what everybody else is saying to understand that I should start saying this because I don't think, I think like I said, some people have it just in their mind that I'm just like this person or I'm just like this person, and it ain't really nobody that could actually get y'all to understand I'm not like this person besides me,
other than yourself.
Yeah.
So when we look at like, and everybody got their way of creating their pie. Some producers do like to have 50 people in the room, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's their thing. So when we hear about a Kanye session that has a ton of writers in it, or a Dr. Dre session that might have a ton of writers and producers, in your mind you're saying, well, that kind of separates me from everybody else.
Yeah, and by the way, I want people to listen. I want people that's listening to understand it didn't happen that way because I wanted it to.
Yeah.
It happened because I was, I was disabled to, and I'm disabled might not be the word, but I was so young that I ain't have reach to meet other people to write if that was even a thing, right? I ain't have no access to other people to be like, yo, I'm making a beat, come over my house. I was way too young to even have, damn near to have a phone back then. It was, you know what I mean? It was like, so all I had was myself, right? And if I wanted to get to where I had to go, I had to be the person to do it. And so it's not like, and that, like I said, at that period of time, you're not even thinking about, I wasn't thinking about, I should have somebody else write. I'm just thinking about, I gotta get to where I'm trying to go. You know?
Man, I love this, man. Jermaine Dupri is here. Give him a big round of applause. When I think about all the different projects you've worked on, you mentioned Escape, you mentioned Criss Cross. Well, that Ari Lennox, man, that Pressure always, that was one of my favorite songs. Money Long came up here and she did the questions. She rapped over the question beat.
21 questions.
21 questions. Did 21 questions up here. I saw that.
Who has been the biggest challenge for you as an artist to really produce and write for?
I always say Brat, because in a space where you are a writer and you have, I'm coming off Criss Cross, boom. I'm coming off Escape, boom. And then I'm going to Brat. And it wasn't boom immediately for me, right? And it's like, that's the time that I become challenged and it became challenged or whatever. That's that time when it's like, okay, you start second guessing yourself. And you start believing the hype, like people told me Criss Cross was luck. You know what I'm saying? Escape, I start believing it was luck because I'm like, I never did this before. Right? I never wrote for girls to sing what I want to say. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people even take that into their understanding.
Yeah.
Like, Just Kicking It was written 100% by me. Nobody wrote one line, right? It's females singing this, and you don't think about that. And by the way, even me, this was my first time even trying to do it.
Wow.
I don't even know what I was doing, but I just did it, right? And I made them sing it the way I viewed it, right? So that worked, and it worked. So then I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing, right? And then Brat comes, and then it's like, nah, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it was really frustrating because it was rap, and that's how I grew up. That's where I come from.
It would be easier for that, right?
Yeah, but I couldn't get my hands wrapped around what we needed to do for it to happen immediately.
But eventually you did.
Yeah, I figured it out.
You figured it out, man. Jermaine Dupri, man. When I think of this guy, That's cool. You don't got to give him a half applause.
Full clap, Kaya. Make it clap, Kaya.
Don't do that to JD, man. We're celebrating him again, man. We're gonna move forward, but I think it's always proper to put things in context because forward is now, right? And what happened in the past created the now. And when you first came into the business, and you were witnessing things as a young man, being on the road, Houdini, and all these different things, that was at a time and era where they said they were still saying it wasn't gonna last.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what it was like in Atlanta, but it was hard to sell it in the Bay. Right.
Oh no, it was it wasn't even sale. It wasn't for sale in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We had one radio station that played rap for 1 hour on Friday.
Damn.
Wow.
1 hour Friday night.
The whole
one
week.
day.
Yeah.
1 hour on Friday night, and we used to sit there and listen to the radio and act like that 1 hour was a whole day.
What station was that? Do you remember?
V103.
103. Okay.
Yeah, V103 had it's called the Fresh Party. And
who hosted that?
It was a guy named Darren Fears. And I remember it because that's all I listened to every day. I listened, you know what I mean? And the Fresh Party, and it was like within an hour. Y'all know radio and commercials. This is commercial radio. They probably played 5 songs.
Yeah,
at the most,
and that was it.
And
so, what was the consensus? The general population when you think of like local politicians, when you think of just businessmen, the whole nine. Because when you look at what it was then, and you fast forward now, I think it's amazing that you were recently named the ambassador for your own hometown of ATL.
Yeah.
Where back in the day, to have a Jermaine Dupri, being deemed an ambassador was unheard of. Now you're the ATL representative. Without that step sign, without all the things that you've done, you're the representative. You're our representation now that you was looking for when it was the Songwriters Hall of Fame and you realized it was enough of us talking. Now you're our representation. You're an ambassador, man. How does that make you feel, bro?
I still look at it like I still look at it the same way I always looked at it. You know what I mean? I was just talking to one of the people that work at the Falcons, the Mercedes-Benz Dome Stadium, and Brat asked me to get her some tickets for a Beyonce concert, right? And I got the tickets for her and got, you know what I'm saying? And then I called them because they just, it was tickets for her. So Brat's pretty famous, and her wife. And I'm telling them at the place, I'm like, yo, what's the interest for the celebrities, right? And, like you're saying, we can move very, very far, but we haven't moved that far, right? Because when I called them, I'm like, can y'all make sure that Brat go through like an entrance that's cool, blah, 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 had the cars pull up, you know what I mean? Real like low maintenance. And they was like, we don't have no celebrity entrance. She got to go through the front door. And I'm like,
what?
I said, wait a minute. This Atlanta, like, what's wrong with y'all? I said in L.A., they got a celebrity entrance. I seen Ice Cube pull up in a lowrider and go through the side door, and I've been to the state. What is it, dude?
Well, what is it called now?
It's not Crypto.
I've been to Crypto.
Yeah.
When the Knicks was in the playoffs, you seen the little side. You seen them come. I'm like, why are we still in this space?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Beyonce got 4 nights at y'all stadium. Y'all know every celebrity in the city wants to come. And y'all telling me, the person that you said the
ambassador for the MLB All-Star, all of this stuff,
that my artist has to go through the front door. Now, and I don't want people to think we just too good to go through the front door, because I have done this. But it seems like everybody ain't moving to the beat that I'm on. So I still, even in saying that, I still feel like I'm fighting for what I believe should be right in that city.
Jermaine Dupri, y'all. Give him a big round of applause. 888-742-3345. I've been to Magic City.
What was you doing?
She said, what were you doing?
What was you doing, Slay? Because, all right, now let's talk to you.
Okay, Heather,
What was You was in Magic City. How much you bought?
A lot of fried chicken.
You went to eat?
I absolutely went to eat.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I went to eat.
You ain't spend no money? You ain't throw nothing?
Whatever that chicken cost.
Wow.
I wasn't throwing. I didn't make it rain or nothing like that. So I went up and they said people in Atlanta would say the best food would be to go to Magic City. And so I went up in there and and I ordered some food. I spent so much time eating food and making connections that it wasn't what you think. I wasn't getting lap dances and I wasn't tripping on it. It was so many people there to talk to that I realized Magic City wasn't just a dance club. It was
social.
It was a social club. It was a hub. Like some people in the upper echelon go do business on golf courses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could do business there, right?
Yeah.
Can you recall a time in Magic City that, you sealed a deal?
Not seal the deal, but just meet people that turn into a relationship that you probably didn't know that you needed or that would have happened like that, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the brilliant thing about this documentary that people are going to be surprised about because they're like, immediately people think it's ass and titties that they going, by the way, you're going to see a lot of that.
Okay.
But you're going to also hear a story about a black man that's had a business for 40 years. Successfully and sometimes not so successfully in Atlanta, right? And the reason people go to Magic City is, like you said, the food, the social life, the music, the dancers, and they got multiple reasons. Everybody got a different reason why they in there. And clear your mind and all that type of stuff. It's like, you go in there if you want to hear the new hip-hop records or you want to hear what should be bubbling in Atlanta, 9 times out of 10 you're going to hear it at Magic City first.
That's where you get it, right? And,
yeah.
And if you get your song played at Magic City back in the day, that could determine your career.
100%. Or it definitely will make people question and ask. Like if they had Shazam in the, I guess I would say 80s or early 90s. A lot of records probably would have did way better than they actually did because Magic, they was pumping them in there.
Magic City, I don't know if it was with Esso and Heineken, or I saw you say you might have spent of your own money, maybe you've invested about $10 million into Magic City.
Yeah, I see people have put that number together. By the way, and I want to break this down for people.
Okay, break that down.
$10,000 a week, every Monday for 10 years straight. But you gotta also think, like, I'm going in there with an entourage, right?
Okay.
The entourage is buying food. We drinking. And we getting dances. So I mean, it's probably probably 100 to 100,000, 200,000 people that spent that same amount of money. If you look at it from that perspective, when I said it, people just start thinking I'm just throwing $10,000 on girls.
Yeah.
Right. I'm spending $10,000 in the club. Period. Right. And by the way, it's people that's doing this in other clubs, and the girls ain't even getting naked.
Yeah.
I don't actually condone that.
Okay.
You know what? Get out.
I'm not signing up for that. I'm not signing up for that. I'm trying to tell you, you gonna go there and get your money's worth. Now. Listen, but for real. So this was an era when, I used to drink a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just prior Money Anything, right? This is before Money Anything. I was in the clubs. I go buy 4 bottles of Cristal. This is what rap was made of, right?
It was part of the character.
I'm the person that you hear about in these records that people be talking about. I'm doing exactly what you heard. So I'm going to the club. I'm getting like 4 bottles of Cristal. We run through that. My friends we still partying. Magic City also stayed open till 4 o'clock in the morning, right? So if you go at 1 and you stay till closing, and you got money, you're gonna spend it. Ain't no ifs and buts about it. All right, and I think a lot of people don't pay. A lot of people that heard me say that they never even went. By the way, they never went. They don't understand it, right? And this was before I became vegan, so then I was actually eating the stuff that you was talking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't a chicken guy, but they had like, cause you know Magic City goes into like lobster.
Yeah.
They go into fish plates. They go into shrimp. You know what I mean? So it's a whole bunch of things you can order that will get your bill going.
Wow.
You
Magic City, man. More than meets the eye.
100%.
When you get rebuttal from residents or, maybe even church-going folks of why are you promoting this? Couldn't you be promoting something else? Why is this story important to tell? How do you respond to that?
I hate having to say it the way that I'm saying it because
Okay.
it doesn't sound like it sounds like I'm like pointing a finger at everybody else, but it is basically I have to point a finger. Like, Atlanta has never really gotten its proper understanding of what our culture is, right? So like when I'm me being a hip hop guy or a baby, I've seen everybody else's culture be celebrated, whether it's good or bad, right? When I came here to LA, I learned about Crips and Bloods. I'm not from the West Coast, so I don't know nothing about it. But when I came out here, you learn, don't wear this, don't wear this. You know what this person is, you know what this person is, Dickies, lowriders, da-da-da-da. Gangbanging ain't a nice, great thing.
Yeah.
It's not beautiful. But it's part of the lifestyle, and you ain't getting ready to get away from it. And ain't no one lady that go to church getting ready to change that. The lady that go to church understand Crips and Bloods in L.A., right? They don't even speak on it as if it's a bad thing. It's just part of the culture, right? That's what Magic City is in Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's just part of our culture. It is what it is. This club been going before I could even get in the club. I'm not speaking about something I created. I'm speaking about something that's been going in Atlanta before I could even get in the club.
You grew up wanting to go there.
Yeah, I grew up wanting to go in there. And it's other clubs, Blue Flame, Lil Nicky's. Lil Nicky's and Nicky's was where Tupac shot the police officers. This is like this is where everybody has gone, whether it be Magic or the Gentleman's Club or Gold Room or Gold Club, whatever it is, Cheetah, the whole city is surrounded by strip clubs. It's not just Magic that's getting all this energy. Matter of fact, I think Blue Flame, shout out to Blue Flame, they've been there longer than Magic City.
Okay. Wow. All right, Jermaine Dupri. I get it. It's and I know my experience. I've never been, because I'm a father. I got a daughter, so once that happened, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
you can't go to strip. I can't go to strip clubs. But the experience I did have, I didn't see it like I thought it would be. I was like, man, I walked out of there with numbers, business, and a full belly with with chicken carcass.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's interesting when I hear people say that, because I didn't see people have this same reaction when they did the Studio 54 documentary, and they in the documentary talking about how much cocaine was being snorted in the bathroom. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm trying to figure out where do I get a little break at here? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just doing a documentary about where I live at, and we not talking, ain't nobody getting murdered in the club. We not talking about how much cocaine is being done in the club. The women naked, yeah, they are. I get it. I understand that might be a little thing, but at the same time, we allow so many other things to pass, and when we start talking about this strip club activity, oh Lord, Jesus Christ,
yeah.
So I just want everybody to understand it's just part of our culture. It's not, it's not something that I'm promoting because I'm trying to promote it. It's something that I have that's right there every time I turn around. It's people that come to Atlanta and they be like, JD, you going to Magic tonight? And I'm like, no, I've gone. I was just there 2 nights ago, and they just like, nah, but it's my last night in town. Take me to Magic. It's like, it's like going to Orlando and not going to Disney World.
I get that. That's a good analogy, JD. That's one of them bars. That's how he be writing them hits. That's how them hits come out after
That's
me.
what it is.
I like that. HB, you want to join in? We got Jermaine Dupri here with us.
Well, I've always told Jermaine, and I will remind him every time I see him, I think you're one of the greatest.
Thank you.
And I think you are underacknowledged. So I'm always saying your name. I'm always saluting you because you've earned that.
Thank
and
you.
I definitely understand why that story needed to be told, and particularly by you. That's how I heard of Magic City is through Jermaine Dupri. It's like coming to New York. Somebody had to do a documentary on Latin Quarters or the Tunnel. It's part of our, history. It's part of it. And it wasn't pretty things that happened in there either. So, you telling the story, and I get that. But I'm curious, when Sway mentioned the writing, because you're such an amazing writer, producer, you've been able to watch a lot of writers come up as well. Can you share watching Kandi Burruss and watching her develop as a writer and what she has become and made of her career as a writer?
That's interesting because I didn't know that Kandi wanted to be a writer. That's one that's very interesting because I didn't know. And I don't know if it was because I was too boisterous about me writing.
Okay.
that she held it back. But her and Tiny both wrote Scrubs.
Yeah.
And they wrote
Bills.
Bills. So
Right.
her and Tiny both are like writing partners. But yeah, they didn't show me
Disclose
that
it to
when
you.
we was in the studio.
Wow.
Nah.
So it took you by total surprise.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, wow. And it's like they didn't write just like some little songs.
They
some
wrote
big songs.
gigantic.
Bangers,
Yeah.
dog.
hits.
Yeah, they wrote some big songs.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
definitely surprised by that. I mean, it's been other artists that come through the studio that, write. But yeah, I was definitely like, wow, okay.
I'm glad you cleared that up because I was always I just assumed that they kind of learned from you. I
Yeah.
just always thought that. So it's crazy to hear that you said you were caught off guard as well.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, Sway, about that. It's like, so Kandi and Tiny wrote them songs, and them songs were so big
Yeah.
that people automatically start thinking that they must have wrote Just Kicking It.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
wrote their songs, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't speak on it, people they just gonna assume what they assume.
The story will always be about the hunter until the lion learns how to write. I'm telling you, you gotta
just said
tell the
that this
truth. I've
morning.
been saying that.
She been saying that all morning.
If you don't tell your truth, you allow other people
100%.
to write the story.
Yeah, 100%.
Or you don't learn how to tell your story. Like you said, you had to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
You allow other people to tell it for you, and it's not always accurate.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, let's go to New York. Tracy G.
Tracy Jigga.
Jermaine Dupri, one of the greatest of all time, man, when it comes to
Big
songwriting,
facts.
Thank you.
producing, as an executive. Just, we love you. You are a global treasure, JD. I say that with full
Big
sincerity.
facts.
Okay, I feel like you also are the perfect person to give your perspective on a conversation I feel like that's been really brewing throughout the years, which is whether today's generation of artists, particularly in hip hop and R&B, are capable of producing a true era-defining superstar in the way that we've seen in past decades. Not just, we have many chart toppers, of course, but we're talking about cultural institutions, because when you look at the landscape now and you have to include streaming, you have to include social media, of course there's such a sheer volume of content, and it's made it in some ways almost very possible for anyone to reach the masses, but that's different from reaching like universal dominance. But on the flip side of it, maybe we just have a different archetype of what a superstar is today. But I would love your thoughts on that, because Doechie's been speaking about that as well, even though a lot of people would pin her as the next great superstar. But when she was speaking to British Vogue, she said she doesn't know if this generation or the ones in the future got it, or what it even entails.
Yeah. My perspective on this is that this young generation, they don't want to be leaders. They have created this mindset that leaders are gatekeepers, right? And everybody young goes against gatekeeping. Their whole mentality is like to go against the gatekeepers. Let's go around them. Let's do this. So in order to be a gatekeeper, you got to be a leader. That's the only thing. And the only way that you can get to that space that you're talking about, the only people that do that is leaders. The only people that do create artists and do that have been leaders. Russell Simmons, Rick Rubin, Berry Gordy, myself, Herbie
Michael
Lovebug,
Bivins, yeah.
Michael Bivins.
Yeah.
RZA.
These are
Yeah.
people that people look at as leaders. You don't see people, I mean, I was saying this the other day, I'm like, even in Atlanta, like, who's the new Jermaine Dupri in Atlanta that's even trying to be me? It's not nobody that even wants to do that. They don't even want that responsibility. They want to be the person that says, I did it without a gatekeeper. And I feel like that's what's being set, as people are wanting to mold themselves as guys that don't want to be leaders. They just want to be here and figure it out without leading, and that's hard to do, especially based on what you're asking for. And we can try to find them in their little way of doing it, but it ain't gonna be the same as what you're used to, because they're not leading the artist. You know what I mean? They're not telling, like I'm saying with Escape, if I had these two girls that wrote these songs, I was speaking so much that they held their talents away from me. If they felt like that, they might have got to that point. I don't know when they got to the feeling comfortable writing music, but they never spoke up while I was in the studio. And I wouldn't like block them if they had the song. So you know what I mean? But I also was guiding them and telling them, like, Kandi, this is how I want you to sing. This is what I want y'all to do. This is what I believe needs to happen. And I just feel like you don't have younger guys, telling younger people what to do anymore, because they feel like telling them what to do sounds like mother and dad, and they trying to stay away from that. You can't tell me what to do. Yeah, you know what I mean? We the same age. You can't tell me what to do. I was younger than damn near the artists I was working with, still telling them what to do when they was listening. So I just don't think. I think it's. I just think that's the dynamic that's going on. People are trying to get away from these people telling them what to do. I was saying this yesterday because I just performed at the MLB. And I saw people complaining about the players not dancing while me and Ludacris was rapping, right? And they was like, we don't know how they just standing up there looking stiff and looking like they don't like the music. And, the thing I learned about the MLB is that they have baseball etiquette, right? It's a thing with them guys, right? It's a way that they know that they supposed to represent their league. It's a way that they know that they supposed to look when they on TV. It's a thing they know when they supposed to have fun. Is the home run derby. Y'all have y'all fun right here. Y'all can hang around. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. But when we get to this All-Star game, you're gonna act like All-Stars and y'all gonna conduct yourselves like that. That's coming from somewhere. Yeah. That's not all of them just standing up there not liking the music. This is instructions, and they part of an organization that has this set rules.
Yeah, because to your point, that's the baseball culture. Yeah. Like you mentioned, that's their baseball culture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like even like when I was out there, shout out Jesse Collins for even allowing us to do this. He wanted me to stand on the mound when I first started. So he's like, JD, I want you to stand on the mound. I want you to look like it's your city, blah, blah, blah. This little white man came out when I got ready to walk out there on that land. And he said, hey, listen, you're not getting ready to stand on my mound. And he don't play baseball. He just was a white man sitting in one of them dugouts and came up out of there. And he said, you're not about to stand on my mound. When I put these lines down here, matter of fact, y'all ain't even getting ready to cross my lines. You're going to walk around the lines and you're going to get to where you got to go. And I said, hey, y'all ain't hear this. y'all need to come over here and listen to what homeboy talking about, because
he got something
he sound like we not getting it. And seriously, so then I start thinking about all the times I seen when you get to the plate and the dude be cleaning it up, like that's baseball etiquette. They got it's something with that. Like they don't want their lines messed up, even though they playing and they running. You got to run outside them lines, because I put these lines down here. That's how the man was talking to me.
Yo, he was going to shut down the whole performance.
100%. You
not one little white guy was going to shut down.
You're not standing on this mound unless you
he didn't even play baseball. He just some man came out.
Am I lying? I'm telling you, he came out of the dugout. We was out there on the field. We out there doing our little thing. And Jesse and them, this day productions. They like, JD, we see you standing right here. They didn't speak to homeboy before they decided. And I'm just saying that's just etiquette.
Yeah.
And I feel like
it sounds like we have a lot of famous people because etiquette is not required for fame. But maybe we don't have a lot of superstars.
No, it is. No, it is. That's the thing. Etiquette is required. That's what the problem is. That's what Doechie's probably talking about.
But that's what's missing for superstars.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's missing, period, in music. You can't win a game by yourself. You can't be the center and everybody else got a whole team out there. You know what I mean? I say this all the time. It's like people that keep trying to, like, I get it. I understand going independent. But if you're going to be independent, you got to have a team. You can't be independent and just be you and your homeboy and y'all believe y'all going to win. It's people out here with full teams. Yeah. And you're playing against them. You're not playing against the DSP. I think that's what, these people have it confused. You're going up against somebody who has a full team. Drake has a full team around him. Kendrick Lamar has a full team on the field. You walk out there with you and your homeboy, you're gonna get your ass beat. That's what I'm talking about. Bad,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Historical.
That's just what it is, and people don't view it like that. They think that this is just the music business. If they get a record to Sway, yeah, Sway will play it, but then Sway is gonna have somebody else that come the next day that got a team.
Yeah,
that's telling Sway to play it. They hitting Heather. They hitting everybody in this room. Right? That's 5 more times than what y'all just did when y'all came. And you can't win the game without a team. You know what I mean? You got to have a quarterback. You got to have a center. You got to have somebody go out there, wide receivers. You got to have that.
You got to have some blockers, too.
Yeah, you got to have some blockers.
I see you got your blockers right here. They blocked me from going to the listening party last night. I already know that.
You changed your number. You moved. You went Hollywood.
All right, but Jermaine Dupri is here, man. Let us not forget August 15th on Starz.
Yes.
Magic City Docuseries.
Yes.
Documentary.
Well, it's the Magic City 5-part documentary.
That's a
Okay.
series,
And I'm dropping a new album, a Jermaine Dupri album, that same date, basically. And it's a Jermaine Dupri album inspired by the Magic City documentary.
Okay, I like that. We're going to play Turn Around in a second. I want to just get a couple callers in, man. The line's lit up. So, for Philippa in North Carolina, we got Jermaine Dupri here. What you want to say?
Yep.
Hey, Jermaine, I am a super fan, and I just want to know the real. Why is there not more Mariah Carey and Jermaine Dupri music? We need it out.
I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I thank you. I mean, I don't know. I think. Well, I mean, how much records did I do? I mean, we gave y'all Emancipation of Me.
Yep.
I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes artists, they feel like they don't want to, they don't want to repeat themselves. They want to try to do something else, and I mean, and you gotta let the artists do that sometimes, because if they don't, then they start feeling like they bored. So I don't ever get into that. I just take the calls when somebody called me.
20 years anniversary of the Emancipation Project, right?
Yeah,
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Philippa. Great call, great question. Let me go to Omari in Miami. Go ahead, Omari.
Omari.
Hey, what's going on, JD, man? Big fan, man.
What's happening?
Been a fan since, I guess, 97, Money in the Thing. I'm a youngin', so I grew up in the Bow Wow era. And my question, because y'all never mentioned Lil Bow Wow. I heard y'all mentioned every social deaf artist, but y'all ain't mentioned Lil Bow Wow. And that's my era, for real. And I was so amazed by, like, 'cause I just realized you were instrumental to his career, like, throughout his whole career. Like, how did you get into a mindset to write rhymes for a kid like that? Because I'm telling you, like, you think about, like, and I remember y'all talking about streamers and stuff. If Lil Bow Wow was a streamer, like, was in that era, oh my God, he would have been probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, 100%.
We'd have had all Omari money.
Yeah,
know, right?
I went to all the stores as a kid, everything. I was literally like the biggest Lil Bow Wow fan. Like, how did you get into that mindset for writing rhymes for a kid, like, and then making it like connect like that?
I mean, I started as a kid, right? But I also had the practice of crisscross in '92, and then I waited 10 years to do Bow Wow. So I mean, I actually was fighting it. I was actually fighting trying to put out another kid artist. I actually didn't even think it would work, but I actually gave myself a 10-year stretch. Bow Wow came out in 2000, or 2001, something like that. So I gave myself enough room to actually really think, like, okay, I did this with crisscross this way. And then once Bow Wow came to me, the way Bow Wow was already, he was already a rapper. You know what I mean? He was signed to Death Row when he was 6. So I met Bow Wow when he was 11 or something like that, right? So when he came to me, his name was Kid Gangsta. His mentality was just rap. And
Kid Gangsta.
I had enough, I guess, between myself being wanting to be a rapper when I was younger, and then the success of crisscross. I knew exactly what I was supposed to do with Bow Wow at that point in time, because I also saw that the market was open and they didn't have nobody. I always feel like, even now, I think that it should be more kid artists, because as you say, you got kids, and kids, my daughter, I got a 14-year-old daughter, she don't have no artist that actually caters to her.
Wow.
Wow. Really? At 14, huh?
Yeah, I mean, but I always say this before, like, when I made crisscross, my mentality was that age, 12 to 17, don't nobody in the world care about them. Nobody. Food, nothing. They don't
They're not
really
marketing
care.
to them. They're not advertising to them.
They don't care. They don't care about them. 12 to 17. That group of people don't really care about them. They do everything in the world that don't have nothing to do with them. We talk about liquor on TV. We put bad food out there. We don't. You know what I mean? The music don't cater to them. Nothing in the world caters to 12 to 17 besides Disney World.
And that's so ironic because that's the most formative years, right?
100%. That's the years that will get your parents to spend the most money.
Yeah.
That's why Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Bow Wow. That's why when they come out, it's an explosion. Justin Bieber, because they're so underfed. Yeah. Right? That once you start feeding them, they buying it. Like he just said, if Bow Wow was a streamer, he would have been the biggest thing the world had ever seen.
That's like K-pop is winning.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Man, let's give this man a round of applause. Every time he comes here, it's like a lecture hall.
Always.
And I treat it like that. I could be asking you some bullshit, but I don't do that with you, brother.
Sir. Thank you.
know, because I think you have so much to offer.
Big facts.
And my biggest challenge is trying to unlock it.
Yeah, you do a very good job.
All right, thank you, man. Because always, whenever you walk away, I think about 10 things.
Yep.
Like, why I didn't ask him this?
HB, why is it?
But love you, brother.
You gotta come co-host one day with us.
Please do.
Yeah,
come co-host. I saw Stevie Wonder pulled up on you when you was DJing.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Was that crazy, bro?
Crazy. It's crazy. Stevie, man. Stevie's crazy.
Yeah. What'd he say to you? He just said, "Hey, play that shit." What'd he say?
Yeah, Stevie. I mean, I'm a nigga, but I mean, I don't be thinking like Stevie's a nigga. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm like I'm DJing, and he in my ear like, nigga, play that shit, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, man, wait, what's going on? Like, what's going on right now, right? And I just had to like say it, like, yo, Stevie Wonder's in the DJ booth. Do you guys even understand what's going on right now? And he up in here like, yeah, JD, yeah, play that shit. And I'm like, what is going on? How do you even? I mean, he knows what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's one of the most informative people I've ever talked to.
Wow.
But he take me by storm every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
And I'm glad you honor him properly.
100%.
Man.
He's the greatest artist of all time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't debate that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Jermaine Dupri, give him a big round of applause, citizens.
Thank you.
We're going to end the show with Turn Around featuring T.I., 2 Chainz, and Young Dro.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What we do, man, don't forget Magic City, American Fantasy.
Yeah, August 15th.
All right, 5-part series on Starz.
Album dropped that day as well.
That's right. Chrissy B was at your listening party last night, and one of the things, she works with Sway's Universe, and one of the things she said was Jermaine expressed that he wants to embrace what's happening now. He, with the younger artists, as well as creating his own, like I'm paraphrasing, but create, matching that up with his traditional sound, but moving forward. Yeah,
because I think that, like I said, we are in an era where people keep talking about, the younger generation, they trying to push. They're fighting OGs. You know what I mean? I think like even when you talk about like the Essence Fest, that's one of the things that people don't talk about and all this. People talking about the Essence wasn't good as it was. A lot of that has to do with Glorilla went on before Ron Isley, right? Okay. Now, even in my world of music, I'm like, oh shit, like Glorilla didn't Ron Isley. I don't know how you supposed to, I don't know how you digest this.
Yeah.
But we have to start realizing this is what life is. Mm-hmm. She's one of the new successful rappers. He's one of the most successful R&B artists in the world. That's what Essence has always done, right? They've always been able to give us the black music that we all love. The older people have to understand that Glorilla is one of the new superstars. And the younger people have to understand that Glorilla going up against right after Ron Isley, you shouldn't leave. You should get that knowledge that come with what he's doing, as well as if you want the old people to sit there and listen to Glorilla. That's where the real battle is, right? So with this album, I start making records based on my taste. I'm not making music for who's hot and what's going on. I'm making records that I hear in my head. So there's a lot of rappers out there like hitting me now like, JD, I got to get on that album. And I'm like, I don't hear you in my head. You know, I know a lot of people not gonna understand it. I'm not dissing you. I just write songs, and that's what I'm saying. I write songs. When I'm writing songs saying, this person should go right here. Yeah. Right? This person should go right here. Or I want this person right here. So I'm going after what I'm hearing in my mind. I'm not writing music based on, hey, who hot?
Trends or none of that stuff, right?
Yeah, that don't work.
Algorithms, none of that stuff.
Nah, that don't matter to me. I mean, it matters to, I guess, a lot of people, but not for this album.
Okay.
Right? So, when you write music like that, you start putting people that are new with somebody that might never been out in 10 years. So like this Friday, I'm dropping the second single from Magic City documentary, and it's got J Money, Sean Paul from the Young Bloods.
Money.
Yeah,
wow.
see J Money, Sean Paul from the Young Bloods, Burna B, and Bankroll Nia. Now Bankroll Nia and Burna B, they the new hot energy in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Love them,
right? Yeah, see, they the TikTok phenomenon.
Heather sings
Don't do
this
that
on my
again.
Yo, JD calls me and sings this on the phone, bro.
Hey, that's right.
You ain't in it.
Yeah. So you know, and by the way, like that's what I'm saying. That's a whole new energy of Atlanta, and I'm put them with an old energy of Atlanta, right? And I can see the comments where people like, yo, you should have just made this a J Money and Sean Paul song. Why you put them little girls on there? And it's like, oh, you an old head. You just don't get what's happening. We can stop all of this war because it's rap. We always respected rap. And I come from an era where rap wasn't young. You know what I mean? One of the things I want, and I'm saying right here on the Sway Morning Show, for me, I want you people out there to listen. I am the reason why young niggas are accepted in rap music to this day.
We gonna debate you, man.
Show over.
So, Toe, you are the reason why young people are accepted in rap today. Explain.
I mean, Crisscross, Bow Wow. Ain't nobody been out. I mean, I put these kids out at 12. Both groups, they came out at 12 years old.
Wow.
When I put Crisscross out, hip-hop was an old man sport.
That's right.
They was talking crazy about Crisscross. Eminem dissed me because I was making kid music. I was in beef with people because I was writing songs for younger artists. They was kids, right? Now, everybody wants to be a YN, and everybody want to diss the OGs. Who started this?
Jermaine Dupri.
I didn't start dissing them.
No, you didn't start the dissing.
Yeah, I started dissing part.
I'm sorry.
But I'm the person that opened the door for young niggas to get record deals and to even be heard.
Because the record companies won't even look at you.
Yeah, they want
legal reasons too. You know?
Yeah, it was legal reasons, but they want kids in rap didn't seem like it would be successful because rap music is such a dirty sport. Yeah. Right? It was weed smoke, it's dark clubs, it's you know what I mean? It's things. I remember when I came to Gavin, right? And
in the Bay Area.
People ain't gonna know what I'm talking about.
The Gavin Report was a trade magazine that a lot of Brian Sampson, Kelly Wu, Tambisa Mshaka, that's where they started.
Yeah,
right?
So I went to Gavin with Crisscross, and we was the youngest people at Gavin. Like, we felt like we weren't even supposed to be there. Yeah. Right? And Crisscross was on shows with Cypress Hill, Daz Effects, 12-year-olds on shows with adults where they selling alcohol. Like, it was basically not legal what was happening because Chris and Chris weren't supposed to be in the clubs that they was performing in. Hip-hop wasn't even made for that, right? I broke that door down and made it possible for people their age to get deals and to even come into this game.
I remember it. I was there on KMEL, and we were throwing a concert that Cypress Hill and Crisscross performed on. Yeah. I remember that, JD. I remember you. You might not remember me.
No, I remember you.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, you know, you saw the locks flowing back then.
You know what?
I was the first to put the locks.
By the way, my man just told me, he was like, JD, you remember when we went to see Sway? And we was in San Francisco. They was shooting dice in the room while we was doing the interview.
While we were doing the interview.
You don't remember that?
I do remember that, but he just brought it up. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah.
He looked different.
Yeah, he do. He's older. And you ain't got locks no more.
I ain't got locks no more. Yeah. But we was shooting dice, and they was shooting dice in the room.
Yeah. Nah, for sure.
KMEL, man. Give it up for Jermaine Dupri, man.
No doubt.
Thank you.
I want to come to to Atlanta like Horace talked about when he flew to Atlanta with Nas, and you treated them really well.
You got to come out there.
I ain't had that JD experience yet. It's always cameras and mics with us.
Yeah, you got to come. You gotta come hang out.
All right, proud of you, brother.
Thank
keep
you.
shining, man,
Dope.
and keep telling your story.
Big
All right,
facts.
Jermaine Dupri, give him a big round of applause to him and his crew. And we want to thank our other guests that came by today.
Yeah, Poet Girl Ronnie. What's up to her, man? Y'all make sure y'all follow her movement as well.
She made that jacket for you, right?
She made this jacket, bro. You got to see Heather got a whole fit.
Yeah, my jacket
She
is back
gonna
there.
make
Tracy,
you one, too.
yeah.
She'll make you one. It's nice.
Handmade.
Y'all, you know what, citizens? Thank you for tuning in today. We got Will I Am coming tomorrow. JD.
Tomorrow is the 14th anniversary of the Sway in the Morning show as well.
Congratulations.
We've been doing this show for 14 years.
years?
Tomorrow.
Congratulations.
You grew up watching.
Yeah.
I know y'all grew up. Thank you,
that's
man.
crazy.
Will I Am is coming, JD. It'd be great because Will I Am is a music producer that people don't acknowledge as well.
Writer as well.
Songwriter and songwriter, and as many things as he does.
But he don't talk. That's the thing.
Huh?
He don't talk. That's why. You got to get him to talk about it. That's the thing. He don't talk about it.
Okay.
He don't even speak about it. He wrote Beautiful People for
Ordinary People.
Ordinary
with
People.
John
John
Legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
Wrote the song. Ordinary People.
Yeah.
Wrote the song. I'm going to say it again. He wrote the song.
Uh-huh.
He didn't give him the idea. He wrote the song. That, as a writer,
Yeah.
I'm blown away by that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
what?
a powerful
Will
song.
I Am wrote this?
Yeah.
But he don't talk about it.
What's the question for Will? I'm gonna play it back for him.
Why he don't talk about that song?
Okay. There
Why? Let the people know.
Okay. All right, we're going to run that back tomorrow. Give it up for JD.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right, we're going to end. I'm going to let you introduce the song and tell us about Turn Around. What can you tell us?
This is the first single from my new album, inspired by the Magic City documentary. It's called Turn Around. I know a lot of y'all probably think that because I'm from Atlanta, I have songs with damn near everybody, but this is the first song that I ever had with T.I.
What?
It's the first song I ever had with 2 Chainz. This is the first time me and Dro ever made a record. So this is the first, and it's called Turn Around.
Wait. Why not? Why
See,
you
that's
gotta
what I'm
do
saying.
that?
See, it just never happened. It just never happened. It's happening right now.
He just did his radio thing. He said the Sway in the Morning show. I love that. All right, here it is, man. Turn Around, Shade 4-5.